technically dead here, but if they cast any other spell, I am. Alright, looks like I'm dead. Cool. Well, this is a very tough draw to beat. Kept on the strength of the double field and just draw did not line up well against theirs. Let's pivot over to the league deck for between rounds. Okay, so this is a new fight rigging build. This one is trying to explore the power level of World War Hulk. We also have a Squirrel Girl in this build. Hold on, let me get the mana curve correct for you. So World War Hulk, I think, is an interesting card. I don't know how good it is. We're gonna try to find that out today. Where's my Disciple of Freyalise here? It's an interesting card. We're gonna try to figure out how good it is today. The idea of where are my trudges? They're probably way over here, aren't they? Yeah, all the X spells. So it seems like World War Hulk has like an interesting overlap with the fight rigging Mosswort Bridge plan, where if these cards are in your hand, you can ramp them out with Fanatic of Rhonas and Badgermole Cub, and you can World War Hulk to just cast some big stuff. And so our big stuff is an Atraxa, and you no longer really run the risk so much of this being stuck in your hand because you can just play it with World War Hulk. Oh, maybe I should read this card. 5-mana Saga, the next red or green creature spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost. Then you put 3 counters on a creature you control, which is actually kind of nice in this deck with Ouroboroid, Fanatic. And then the next mode is you double the power and toughness of a creature gaining trample. So this is our big stuff. We have 2 Ghaltas. I think I like the second Ghalta, so you can go World War Hulk, put a Ghalta in play, then sack Ghalta to Disciple of Freyalise, draw a ton of cards, then find a second Ghalta to like put a ton more stuff into play. I have 1 Craterhoof Behemoth, 1 the Tarask. Tarask is really nice. It has Ward 10 as long as it was cast, and World War Hulk does cast the card instead of putting it into play. And it also has haste. If it was cast, whenever it attacks, it fights target creature defending player controls. Also, if you cast this off of fight rigging or bridge, it gets that ability as well. And everybody knows Atraxa. I think it's a very fun build. I'm a little bit worried that this build is like much weaker to like Vexing Bauble than much weaker to Vexing Bauble than the Eldrazi build. That's kind of my main concern, but definitely feels like you are compensating in power level. You get to be a Badgermole Cub version, which is also really nice. So let's get in there. Let's see. I think I like this hand well enough. I'm going to lead probably on the Turntimber Symbiosis. Excited to also just play a version that is playing 4 Mosswort Bridges. Maybe like in the Eldrazi version, I think you just should play 1, maybe 2 because of Microspawn. Yeah, these mono green decks have been really fun to build, and they've been pretty good too. Opponent's on the Mold of 6 right now. Did you ever try the Moonmist version 2 that ran only Bruce Banner? I did, and it was pretty bad as well. Unfortunately. Predictably. Tarask and an hour early, so yeah, hell yeah. Would you bring the Eldrazi Trudge version to compete in the PTQ in Amsterdam? Yes, that I think that is currently my like default tournament deck. I do there's some questions we need to have answered. We need to figure out maybe I want to throw an Earthbend onto the bridge. Probably because it's really bad if we Earthbend here and it comes back as a sorcery. Okay, I'll grab the Atraxa. There's some questions like the sideboard plan against Eldrazi's the steel creature, the bribery. Like that's I don't know what the best plan against that is. It's like you have to kind of dedicate. Maybe you just play Vexing Bauble, but I do feel like the Druid Preserver is bad if they have Inevitable Betrayal on their sideboard. I think maybe if you see it, you should probably just board out all your Emrakuls, and then there's this kind of weird metagame where they maybe board in their living ends for game 3, and you kind of need the Emrakuls if they have the living ends. So like that's something I'm a little bit stressed about. And I want to try Squirrel Girl as like a Green Sun tutor target, and I don't exactly expect it to be like a big deal, but Okay. They can kill my board next turn. Not the end of the world, I suppose. Yeah, you could play Chalice on 0. That's true. It's maybe that's better than Vexing Bauble. Although Vexing Bauble's nice because it's good against Neoform, and that's a bad matchup. Although Neoform's not that popular. I digress. So if I find a Trudge, I can bridge. Oh, I found a World War Hulk. I could go World War Hulk into Craterhoof Behemoth this turn. If I did that, then this is going to be... I don't think it's lethal. This is 9. This is... wait, this is... Sorry. Plus 4. 7, and this is 9. So I put 16 damage? And then I have the next trigger? Sure, let's do it. One mana short of getting the Atraxa down, too. Yeah, they have double Pain Land, so... Although this is not so much of a Pain Land, I guess. Oh, it's 15. I miscounted by 1, I guess. So get my opponent down to 3. Yoon with a tier 1, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Actually, grab Zemo combo from Muxfield. What's the combo? Just under bring back. Did I call that deck combo? It's not a combo deck. It's just yeah, it doesn't say combo. Did I jump at this one? Yeah, I wanted to try a crypt version that was really in on Unearth and Zemo and Claw. And moving away from Persist. Just kind of wanted to see how that would look. So they're going to go turn 3 Kappa and get 4 munitions triggers. They may have to chump. I mean, I guess they have 4, so they could go... Okay, they have 5. So they can go 3 here, 1 here, 1 here. Damn. So they go down to 1 life, and they have exactly enough to kill my board. Oh, that's not true. I get to keep the Mosswort Bridge or a Halfling. And then now the Fire Islet could not tap for mana. Shivan Reef they have no colored mana anymore. So they target the bridge instead of the Halfling. It's interesting. It's probably incorrect. I guess I'm gonna pick World War Hulk over Squirrel Girl, not sure. So we found a Trudge. Okay. So now I can go play Trudge and I can activate one of my 2 bridges. So I could maybe bridge for a second World War Hulk to cast Disciple of Freyalise from my hand. I guess alternatively what I could do is I could go cast Trudge, play Disciple of Freyalise, cast Disciple of Freyalise. That's probably better. Or can I do both? So I can go... I guess the problem... It's not tapping for green, I guess, is a problem, right? Because... So I'm going to play Trudge. Yeah, I don't see a way for me to do both. So I think if there's not a way for me to do both this turn, I should just tap like this. So I have to play Disciple of Freyalise as my land. I guess I just cast a Rumble. Okay, so we'll grab Ghalta for our World War Hulk next turn. Now, I've already used my Craterhoof. I guess I would have to find Tarask to have a hasty attacker next turn. Although I can also double this power and have an 8-power Trampler. You know, this is against this is against a very good affinity draw too. They just pass back. So I guess I'll double this. Okay, let's just start with the nuts. Or the crazy thing here. This is a fun first game. I'm going to go cast World War Hulk. I'm going to go cast Ghalta as my neck. This is crazy. First game with the deck. Cast Ghalta without paying its mana cost. Come on! Come on. Coward. Okay, so we're going to bring in the Chomping Changeling and the Fades. And the Collector Ouphe. Like 5 cuts. Gonna cut the Squirrel Girl. Cut the very beatable Squirrel Girl in this matchup. She may be called. I think the Tarrasque seems bad against the Kappa Cannoneer Ward. Probably okay to trim. Maybe 2 Rumbles. Sure. Wardwalk looking pretty good so far. Does feel like it fits this shell pretty well. So we have a Fate from History and a Fight Rigging, but we don't have any. I think if we have any Mana Dork, we keep. Okay, so we do have Fate from History, Mana Dork. All right, let's keep this. Let's put back a Pact. Opponent kept 7 on the play. How good could it be? Preordain. But Preordain's been seeming, I think, more common in Affinity lately. Seems like we didn't pay out yesterday's prediction for the trophy. Yeah, we did lose, unfortunately. Thank you for that. Okay. You know, the top deck Dryad Arbor is just never as bad when you have Cub to give it haste. I think Cub is just such a fun modern card. Maybe too good in standard. Feels like really fair and modern and just so and like powerful enough to like be good. I also brought this up too many times probably, but I do think it's interesting that if they were to unban Deathred Shaman, you just wouldn't play Shaman and Cub decks probably because they don't work together. I think that dynamic's pretty interesting. So they play the Mox Opal and then they have a little think. It's interesting. I feel like if they, I think a lot of times if you have the Mox Opal here, you're gonna hold it. Then they play a Skateboard. And then I draw a Mosswort Bridge. Do I want to play this bridge this turn? I think no. I think I want to go Badgermole the Arbor and then just play Trudge and then next turn commit to casting Fade from History and then we can bridge the following turn. I have considered that Cub triggers Loki. But beyond that, you don't really have a lot that triggers Loki in most of your Cub decks, I think. Right? I guess World War Hulk triggers it. Microspawn triggers it if you kick it. How does Cub give Arbor haste? Target land you control becomes a 0/0 with haste. There, this word here, this word haste gives it haste. Subscribe for more modern tips from your friend Aspiring Spike. Oh, Fight Rigging triggers Loki. Now we're cooking. There we go. Definitely not super intuitive. The reason they do it this way, the reason it gives haste, is so that if you target the land you played for turn, you're not like accidentally giving it to the like if you have 3 forests and you just target the one you play for turn, you're not accidentally losing the ability to make mana. Okay, I guess we go Fanatic. Next turn we can Green Sun for Trudge and activate the bridge. And I guess I want Turntimber Symbiosis. Symbiosis is also pretty damn good in this deck with all the big boys. Cotton Ball Joe to 2 months. Long time YouTube watcher, work schedule. Finally lets me watch the stream. Awesome, congrats. We're a bit earlier than usual today. I don't know if the Fanatic Cub is bugged still. It used to be if you had Cub in play and you were tapping Fanatic for 4, you'd only get 4, but you should get 5. Shouldn't be a big deal this game. They just get a Mishra's Bauble. They have 4 cards in their hand. It would be what a shame it would be if they just dumped their hand and played Kappa Cannoneer. Okay, so they're gonna needle the Mosswort Bridge, I would assume. Don't Mox Opal Kappa Cannoneer. I guess they don't even have enough to Mox Opal Kappa. Dream is dead. Should be fine. Yeah, I wanted to play the challenge today. I was kind of itching. And then we lost round 1, but had to start early to play it. Okay, so it's Green Sun for Trudge. Let's test the bug. Okay, no longer bugged. Cast Fade from History. Take a bear on me. So they sack the bauble. If you're so worried bauble is the reason you don't run Boseiju. Yeah, there's a Ponza deck. The more basics you play, the better. But I agree. Like if I'm so worried about bauble in this build, maybe I just should be playing it. Maybe I'm just too used to being not that worried about it in the other version. So we hit like nothing here. I'm probably just gonna leave the Changeling in the deck. I guess this at least gets to be big. Ever top 8 after losing round 1? Yeah, probably a dozen times. So they play a Tormod script. Plays a bauble. Or sorry, an opal. Plays a claw. Are they sandbagging the Kappa? They Galvanic Blast the Cub. It's fine. We draw Forest for turn. Probably fine to play because of the Disciple of Freyalise draws. I think we can attack for 4. Does Affinity lose the Ponza? I think Affinity does lose the Ponza. They main deck Wrath, and they're like very basic light. Did they change the challenge earlier? Usually 11 my time. So the Monday challenge is 9 a.m., the Friday challenge is 10 a.m., and the Thursday challenge is 8 a.m. my time. It's always been like that. Okay, nice draw. Guess I'd rather have the Fanatic up to block. Can pay for Rebuke too. It'd be hard to lose with this draw, I think, unless they have another blast. Go to combat. Ponza seems a little weak to early Kappa. Yeah, I mean, every deck is weak to early Kappa. That's not a halfling, that's a fulling. And they're delighted. Alright, so now we beat Kappa Cannoneer pretty easily. Fun round 1 for this deck. Three men. Okay, on the play. Gonna be mulliganing the 7. Mulliganing the 5, or mulliganing 2/5. Key, put back 1 Rumble, 1 Bridge. Let's put back Hulk and 2nd Bridge. We drop from the challenge too. Bummer. Vermis, the 3 years, thank you, welcome back. Find a Turntimber Symbiosis, which is better in this build, I think, than in the Eldrazi version. Mystic Peak Pass. Okay, I love drawing Green Sun. Mystic Peak Pass. It could be the Ruby control deck. Don't really know how that matchup is so much. Another Mystic Peak. And a Ruby. I mean, I guess technically they could be Storm, but I think it's more likely to be the Ruby control. So now a World War Hulk is a lot better because we have this Atraxa. I'm gonna grab a Trudge. Then let's go ahead and get ready to rumble. Fight rigging is the best hit. We don't hit a fight rigging. Badgermole seems fine. I think I'll take Disciple. It's like both good as a land and as a spell here, I think. Okay, so I guess we'll take the fight rigging and just play untapped land and get a fight rigging trigger here. I guess World War Hulk is a good hit off of fight rigging, maybe, too. Oh, so we got Ghalta. This is crazy. This is Mold 5. Okay, so let's grab probably fight rigging as the enchantment, or maybe I guess we could combo World War Hulk with Craterhoof and then take Green Sun. Yeah, let's do that. Seems good. Ruby Storm 2 scope for modern. I think they're Ruby control. We'll see though. O2 the challenge had rough draws out of Tron and Prowess. It's gonna be hard to beat with control. Yeah, I think like usually Storm doesn't play Mystic Peak. Yeah, there's the Field of Ruin. Yeah, they're the Ruby control deck. It's not impossible for them to win, I think, if they can somehow get a bridge out there. Guess I can't really beat Bridge game 1. Discards Avengers Disassembled. So they need another Manamorphose in order to wish for Bridge. Damn it. 3. So I have no game 1 Altoon Snaring Bridge, I believe. I guess Squirrel Girl. Okay, Squirrel Girl. I'm fine to draw 12, gain 12, though. I'm going to set up for my Cubs to be better. Why not Boseiju? So partially because of all these like destroy target land cards. Like there's so many of these effects in the format. It's good to be insulated against them. And we have some sideboard answers to stuff like this, but it's possible we're too weak. I agree. I think this deck needs you need the disenchants more because you're a little bit weaker to Vexing Bauble. You're a little bit weaker to Bridge. They had 2 wildfires? Dang. It seems like one Boseiju is super free, especially with this much gaming drunk. It's definitely not super free. Basics are as taxed as they've ever been. But it's I think it may be correct to play. Okay, so I think I go. We can't beat Bridge game 1. Yeah, our plan is to Squirrel Girl. I will see if that plan is effective here. So that's the 4th Badgermole Cub, or the last Badgermole Cub. So these are tapping for 4 each. So I have this. Yeah, it's just easy Green Sun and then activate 3 times. I guess I wait on the activations because of the Avengers Disassembled card. So hopefully they can't dump their hand completely. So I'm going to make 2 squirrels, then I'm going to make 4 squirrels, then I'm going to make 8. Okay, another tablet. They graveyard a Galvanic Discharge. Okay, they play Avengers Disassembled, so I'm going to go ahead and float all this mana. 12 mana. I'm going to let this... Oh, but then they're just going to respond, and they're going to kill my Squirrel Girl in response. Okay. Oh, I'm dead to my Summoner's Pact trigger. Cool. Okay, Changeling in. Don't want to bring in 2 Fate from Histories. They seem okay. Soulless Jailer stops the Reckless Impulses and the Rinse Resolves, and that's it. I guess it stops Flashback. Doesn't stop Wish. It's probably pretty good. Another game to board out the Tarask, unfortunately. Maybe the Tarask's not good. Maybe I play just 1 Fate from History. Just dig for it. It's probably okay. And the Changeling. Don't want to overcorrect. Just board out a Pact. 1 Trinisphere. It's not that good against them. They're not really a Storm deck. Okay, so this hand is turn 3, activate Bridge, because we can go turn 2, Green Sun for a Trudge, then play a Trudge and activate. And they're pretty weak to that. So do I want to get fight rigging or do I want to get World War Hulk? I guess I get fight rigging because my Disciple of Freyalise I'm already committed to playing. Yeah, although maybe this plan is bad against the Ponza deck because they could just blow up my bridge. Maybe I want to pick a different plan. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go cast Trudge and then Green Sun for Fanatic next turn and try to like World War Hulk, Freyalise, and the sack Trudge. You could have tried 4 small guys and double packed Ouroboroid. Didn't have the mana, but they have the ruby. Dang. Okay, well I just drew fight rigging anyways. So do I want to just Disciple of Freyalise? I guess so. Hope we don't draw too many basics. Drew 2. Didn't draw anything big for World War Hulk. I'm going to discard the bridge. I have to discard 3 more after that. Probably content to discard a Rumble, a basic forest, and maybe another forest. Sure. Can use this as the lander spell next turn. They've had the ruby at the tablet both games, which is definitely very good. They find a copy of Wish. Also, they had to have double Metamorphose. They had triple. Okay, so we're going to cast Fade from History this next turn. We'll each get a bear. Next turn, I guess we go Trudge Fight Rigging. Weird matchup. Okay, doesn't seem like the rest of their hand's too strong. So take 2 down to 16. Let's rig a fight. We hit a Ghalta, which is big, but I don't really have anything to put into play with it, I guess. I guess I could put the Halfling into play. Not going to put the Changeling into play, of course. Gotta hold that for bridge. And then do I play the Turntimber Symbiosis? I think I hold it. Definitely not bad. Yeah, just a 12/12 trample. 5 mana for Pinnacle Monk, okay. They buy back Wish. So I'm going to grab a Snake. And then we can stack the triggers like this. Where the Fight Rigging goes on the Snake first, so everything gets 2 counters instead of 1. It seems like their plan's probably just going to be Wish for Bridge, and then we Changeling, and then go to game 3. Good World War Hulk the Changeling. Okay, so we're going to game 3. I'm going to bring in the second Fade from History. It was so good that game. I don't think I want to play 3. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, we're on the draw for game 3 against Ponza. I think I'm going to mulligan. They were also to mull to 6. Very close. This hand's going to be keepable. I guess we'll put back the Dryad Arbor, although the Dryad Arbor's not too bad with the Cub. Still think it's the put back. Yeah, they kept 6. They play a Sokinson. Maybe they're light on mountains in their hand. We'll play the bridge turn 1, not really expecting the bridge to like basically ever untap. And if that's the case, maybe I want to... Yeah, I'll put Freyalise underneath so the other cards are still in the deck. Still like going to be a good hit if we get to cast it, but I'd rather just keep Ghalta and keep Fight Rigging in the deck, I think. They have another turn 2 Ruby. I wish I always had turn 2 Ruby when I played their deck. Fanatic does seem really good against them, for whatever that's worth. Next turn I could try to go Trudge into Rumble and to find a big thing for a World War Hulk. They have Ruby into Tablet all 3 games. They hit a Price of Freedom. Okay, they have 3 cards left after this. Okay, we found a Ghalta. We can still try to rumble into something else. I guess I just get the other Badger. It's not lethal next turn, it's pretty close. So this is 6 plus 12 is 18. Yeah, we have 21 next turn with the World War Hulk plus 3 counters. The Cubs were free here. They were still free. They're always gonna be free with the Ghalta. They hit another tablet. They hit a Gemstone Caverns. They play the tablet. They hit a Ruby Medallion off the tablet. 22. Oh yeah, maybe 22. I don't know. I might not have counted the Fanatic. 15 plus 4 is 19. Plus 3 is 22. Why changing over Rex Age 1-2 better than 2-1? Yes. Oh, there's another reason. It's a squirrel for Squirrel Girl. Alright, this is also holding up by a thread still. GG's. It's a squirrel for Squirrel Girl. And it blocks Onslaught Pride. Okay, let's get a trophy prediction going. The big thing that's good. I'm gonna keep this. Do I play around Thoughtseize by playing Disciple of Freyalise? That seems fine since we've got Pact for the World War Hulk. Do you ever want one main deck way to store artifacts? Boy, oh boy, did I want to last match where they had Ensnaring Bridge. I mean, we may be able to go down to basic up a Boseiju, but these Posit decks they play like every basic land is so good. It's very tough. Did you ever run a basics to get close to against land destruction deck? Yes, we did. And we died because we couldn't pay for Pact because they ran us out of basics. Why is Trask Ward 10 rather than Hexproof? I don't know. It's kind of fun, I guess. It was kind of early in their ward printing. You can like consign the ward trigger. Maybe the idea is that it is defeatable, but it's, you know... So like that, with Trask in the lore, Trask is like the biggest, scariest monster in the monster manual. Although in practice, it's actually like there are harder monsters than the Trask. But in theory, it's the biggest and scariest. And it is defeatable, but it's very hard to defeat. You could say that's the flavor. No, they killed our Mandorks, so only 3 lines of play. I'm pretty sure they also ran out of basics, but I don't know if are we supposed to be arguing this back and forth. I thought we were out of basics at some point. And they killed our Mandorks. So hopefully they don't have Metallic Rebuke up. Although I guess next turn we could go... I guess we could Pact for Disciple and then cast Fight Rigging, but we die to our Pact. Why bolt Freyalise there when you have Force in hand? I mentioned this when I kept the hand, but I don't know what the matchup is. So my opponent could have Thoughtseize in their deck, and if they Thoughtseize the Disciple of Freyalise, it's a disaster. An unmitigated disaster, even. So I guess we're hoping to draw a land. I could also try to Fight Rigging into mana. Doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. In D&D, you can't kill Trask with a Wishbow? Really? I think you just beat it to death. Like, in 5e, I think Trask is literally just a big, dumb green creature that just has a lot of health and a lot of armor. And like that, it actually makes it just kind of like a pretty beatable thing. This is one short of Kappa, but looks like they're trying to cast Kappa. You can beat Trask at level 1, just fly, have a long range cantrip, yeah. Although I think the I feel like if I was Mythmaster or sorry, if I was DMing, then I would like if I would throw a boulder at him, you know. If I was a Trask, I would just start I feel like you'd throw stuff at him. Okay, so they take, they play weapons. Their hand is Kappa mystery card. Is it another what could it be that they tanked this long on? I don't know. I'm hoping to draw a land, obviously. Beyond that, am I gonna Pact for Fanatic of Rhonas? I'm not sure. I guess I am gonna Pact for Fanatic. Yeah, we O2 the challenge. It was some. I think the Tron and Prowess draws were always gonna be pretty tough to beat for control. Yeah, maybe another rebuke. They definitely have a Kappa. They definitely have a Kappa, but I don't know what the other card is. We lose to Subtlety. Let's hope that's not the one mystery card. They definitely have Kappa because they started to tap artifacts. Can I bait you into looking at Loki Valakut? I guess I could take a look. I've kind of thought a little bit about it. I don't think it makes that much sense. Maybe it makes sense. Okay, it seems fine. I might play Ice Till over Scape Shift, but does seem fine. Doesn't seem like Delirium is ever online for Unholy Heat, though. I'd probably just play Bolt. We don't lose to Claws of Gix. They need to land on 0. That's true. Isn't the only way to damage just has to do AoE spells. You can hit. I thought you could hit it in 5e. It's been a long time since I played 5e, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But I thought it has AC, and at level 1 you can like so in theory you can fly natural 20, roll until you hit natural 20s until it dies, but not like you'd ever play that out in real life. I'm locking in the OG Trudge list for us if you haven't made any changes. No, but you need to have a plan against inevitable betrayal, so you probably cut the Tajuru Preserver and you play Chalice and or Vexing Bauble. And you need to think about I was gonna test Squirrel Girl in the main deck of that build, but that'll kind of depend on how it goes here, I guess. So now they're gonna play their Kappa. Really, it has instant land, creature, enchantment, artifact, and sorcery. What are we talking about? Oh, the Delirium. I mean, it has those types, but like you can't get them in the graveyard. If you play Ice Till over Scape Shift, I give you permission to keep Unholy Heat, but I don't know. It's like you have the only way you get Delirium is if your opponent kills your stuff, you know. And so like that's just not something you should bank on, I think. Fastest affinity player. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 down to 14. I have to pay for Pact with my Fanatic of Rhonas, which may lose us the game if we don't draw a land. Draw a Rumble. So if they don't have another artifact, it's really good to be able to chump block this turn, I guess. I suppose I'm going to take Ghalta. It's got to be Ghalta. My Trudge also untaps. Yeah, it's got to be Ghalta here. If I don't end up being able to chump block, I could draw a land and I could pay for Rebuke on World War Hulk. One of the 2 cards is Urza Saga. That's one of the best cards for us that they could have as the mystery card. It's definitely the card they just drew, though. And they cast the Emissary from Warp, so I'm not going to be able to chump block. They're going to attack me for 10 down to 6. It's okay. Good matchup. We'll take a slow affinity player. That's fine. They're dead on board. Well, not on board, but we believe them to be dead, and now they played the last card, and now they should be dead. I believe this is going to be lethal. We can attack with the Trudge, the Craterhoof, and the Spawn token, and they're all going to get at least +6/+6 and Trample. Should be lethal. They can absorb only 3 of it. I go to 1 life. I didn't realize I was going this low. Don't know how they are taking this long on every decision. It's kind of crazy. It is what it is. Now, there's literally nothing they can do besides Crypt. I don't know if I've ever been plus 10 minutes on clock while an opponent is actively here playing the entire time this fast. I guess I'm not quite plus 10, but I will be. What was the mystery card? It was either Jar or Opal. How have we only played 50 seconds? I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it must be like their first time playing Magic Online. Although even still, like I don't know how we're thinking this long. It's all access. Is it all access? I was teaching a friend of mine Modern. I can maybe tell him it's all access. Yeah, can someone get a link for that? I want to send it to a friend of mine. Could we play second Craterhoof over Trask? I probably played third Summoner's Pact over second Craterhoof. Don't just buy a token from the store. Well, he doesn't have a Magic Online account, so I need to send him like the full link. Are there any big red creatures? There don't seem to be any particularly good ones, I guess. Should be super dead. Very close game one. Very long game one. Tell my friend about the all access token. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go pick up some groceries in the before I declare attackers. They concede. Okay. Okay. Lost to Tron and lost to Prowess. The challenge. Okay, we're up a game against Affinity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time we played the matchup, we boarded out a Squirrel Girl. We boarded out a Tarask. I boarded out a Pact. And I boarded 2 Rumbles down. Let's do that. No, the lag check thing has been kind of off. Will I be riding the Trudge Primer on Moxfield? Probably should. I'm stuck. I'm kind of stuck on it though. I just don't know what the best way to maneuver around Inevitable Betrayal is. It's like it also it gets a lot easier and harder in open deck lists. It's like it's just a pain in the ass. But you probably have to board out all your Imracles and if they have Betrayal and then like are they gonna bring in the Betrayals? I don't know. I'm too stuck on it. I don't need to be this stuck on it. And I also want to test Squirrel Girl in the regular version too. She hasn't been like too good today. Maybe Soulless Jailer is the card you play so that you can be better against Storm 2. Veil of Bummer not good enough. I think you would want a card that's also incidentally good against Affinity Prowess Neoform instead of Control or Storm. I don't see the upside for Fate for History versus Creeping Corrosion. Is killing Saga and weapons worth giving them a bear? I guess it probably is. If you guess you found it by the end of the comment, but yeah, it's worth it. Bolt at 35. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, you still have to pay to enter leagues, but I think you get like 1 free entry with the token. Thank you for sending that link also. I guess I'm going to get a prediction for will our opponent time out this league? Thank you, Bolt, for the 35 months. Oh, sorry, we already have a prediction going for the trophy. High Noon style card that's not in green. Yeah, there's no green High Noon effect. The closest is Trinisphere, which we're already playing. I just jammed 4 Chalice on the sideboard and cut the combo. It became Green Stompy for slipping in. We're good so far. You cut the combo? What does that mean? You cut your Trudges? You cut Trudge and Fight Rigging? Or you cut Trudge and Emrakul? Yeah, I mean, you already have 3 Trinispheres for the Living In matchup, but also it's like not that good because they can kill it really easily. They can also just, if you have to have acceleration into it if you're on the draw. I've even like okay, we're on the draw against Affinity. I've like forgotten the matchup. I think I'm gonna keep this. We got Trudge with Double Bridge, and we have Fate from History, although we don't have an accelerant. My opponent's at a mold of 6. What's the Trask for fair creature matchups? Kinda, yeah. I kind of just want to see if it's good. Is the simple answer. Like in theory, it's like you get the cast effect off of Bridge and Fight Rigging and World War Hulk. I think that's kind of cool. It's a pretty unique card. In theory, it's kind of powerful. In practice, I don't know. It's been bad every single matchup. We boarded it out every time. Just kind of wanted to see. Yeah, Bobble stops Betrayal. So Bobble is good against Affinity. It's good against Neoform. Soulless Jailer is good against Storm. Chalice is good against Affinity. And then Chalice also doesn't stop your Fight Riggings. So How are they playing this fast? You're capable of playing this fast? Okay, they mold a 5. They have turn 1 Emery plus Bobble in the yard. Pretty good mold a 5. Interesting. Grab Turntimber. I've been getting Turntimber over Disciple in this deck. No, I've not played Namor yet. Don't know what the rest of today holds for us since we scrubbed out of the challenge. As far as other decks I have prepped, I have a Unearth deck with Zemo, like the Crypt deck, but more on Unearth. I have Shape of New Tin Rings, and I have Namor Merfolk. And I also have Improvise Ironhearts that we may get to. We have Armor Wars Affinity. We've got like 6 decks. It would be nice to get to them. I'm also like really down to play another league of this. Bexy Bobble hurts, Fight Riggings and Packs where Cage doesn't. A Cage stops Green Sun though, and Cage also does not do anything against Living End. You can play Void Mirror, so I don't know. I gotta figure it out. It's all really close though. I think I should play Halfling and Trudge. Yeah, we O2 the Chally. This gives me outs to Fade next turn, although Fade's not as good against Imri, of course. Thoughts on 1-2 copies of Bridgeworks Battle on the list since no K command for removal? Removal's like so overrated. I'll say. It's just like removal doesn't really matter that much in a deck like this. And we need all the utility lands we're playing, and we need a bunch of basics for the Ponza deck. If the Ponza deck wasn't around, I'd be down. But the Ponza deck is so popular. But I think creature removal is really overrated in decks like this. You just don't need it. It's nice that K command incidentally gives you the option. Definitely see the Zemo deck. Yeah, I'm excited to be in the an Unearth build. Also, like Unearth Eye Twitch is kind of cool. They killed the Halfling. They have 2 cards in their hand. They play a Tormod's Crypt. They don't have a Kappa Cannon here, I guess. Do I Summoner's Pact for another Fanatic? Worked out okay last time. I could also Summoner's Pact for Disciple of Freyalise next turn and cast Fade from History, maybe. Or Ouroboroid. I guess I'll probably just hold here, yeah. I can also draw a land, maybe, and Pact for another Trudge, and I can get my my bridges online. I know you don't like Quill. It's been decent against Prowess and main deck rips to get lessons without a creature dying. I hear you. I'm not going to play the Quill still, but I hear you. Yeah, I like Namor. I feel like my version of Namor is pretty cool too. I've got Archmage's Charm in the deck to make 3 Merfolk when you cast it with Namor. Yeah, I know I'd be dead to another Galvanic Blast. We're up 12 minutes. Surprised you didn't go in on Flare of Denial or Shoal. Oh, you know, I should probably be playing Shoal. Flare of Denial fucking sucks, though, I think, in that deck. Do you think I just need to Fade from History this turn and, like, take a turn off? Feels like it's so painful to take a turn off with the whole, my opponent is playing like a grandma. Sorry, grandmas. Sorry to all the grandmas out there. But, I think I got to. Is Aloxus temporary? Did they add it permanently finally? It's temporary, I'm sure. Don't think they'll ever add it permanently. Yeah, but I'm down to add Shoal to the Namor build. I forgot about it. I think it makes sense. Maybe over just regular counterspell. I was kind of liking that you have like some flash stuff. Like you've got on turn 2 Drowner, Hexcatcher, or counterspell up. Also playing a cheeky Cryptic Command. Maybe over the Preordains. I come into stream as a Fade being cast. My patience for Affinity players is very low right now if you look at the time differential. And this is game 2, by the way. Yeah, just playing the good Merfolk. Okay, let's figure out what we want to cut For sure, for the shoal, just build a deck while they're playing their turn. So I have one main deck Harbinger. I think I want to keep the one main deck Harbinger. I've got 3 Sylvoons. Maybe I'm going to go down 2 Counterspell, 2 Preordain. It's a little weird. Maybe I'll go down 1 Scolding, 1 Counterspell, 2 Preordain. I kind of like that. Don't need to play 4. Okay. Yeah, I have 1 Cryptic. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Let me keep it. Come on. Alright, so the explosives on 1 is pretty good against my plan of just playing another Trudge, but although I don't have a plan this turn, I gotta pay for Pact. But it really doesn't consign. So I don't want to play this Trudge into the explosives. Although I'm happy to draw the land, so I could maybe just World War Hulk next turn, although maybe they have consign or something. Pilgrimage? What is Pilgrimage? Is that the Deeproot Pilgrimage? I think the card's bad unless you have active Namor, but or maybe not active Namor. I don't know. It just didn't seem very good in our build. It is like on theme with tokens, but I don't think it's very good at making the tokens. Our opponent is 2-0 in their league. They're 2-0. How? How have they finished a single match? How is this possible? All right, well, hopefully I can dump my hand here. Okay, World War Hulk weak to consign. Yeah, they have to win this game and the next game still. Probably pretty dead. Could draw another Fade from History, I guess. Maybe I can Turntimber Symbiosis off the bridge this turn. So 1 power short if I play these 2. I guess I'm dead on board. Let's go to game 3. Game 3 on the play. They have 4 minutes. Presumably they'll have to play fast. Yeah, we had 2 more Fate from Histories in the deck. Opponent can easily win with less than 3 minutes with a good hand. Yeah, but at least they'll have to play quickly. Okay, on the play. Keep. My opponent's on a Multi 6. You just know they're going to be the fastest player you've ever seen. Would you play Loki's at Affinity? I would play Loki's if I was like, if I feel like it was good in the deck, I guess. So like if I had to build, I would build around it, right? I think I'd try to play Relic. I'd try to be playing, 4 baubles. I tried to have a lot of things that target. I don't think the normal Affinity builds have enough right now. It doesn't mean you can't build a deck in a way that it has enough. I think I'm taking the Ouphe. They have 7 cards in their hand. Think there's a way for Zoo to beat Ponza? No. I don't know. I can't think of. It seems like a nightmare. I don't know. Always have Leyline Scion as a step 1, I guess. Thanks 3PO. Glad you're here. So we got our guys protected from a Whip Flare now, unless they consign this trigger and then go consign into Whip Flare. Do you have a green sun for Ouphe there? Well, I already have the only Ouphe in my hand, so you're probably a little behind. Sacred Ground. Whenever a spell or ability the opponent controls causes the land to be put in your graveyard for the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield. Oh. I was trying to find a card like this, and I couldn't find it. I came up with Terra Eternal. A spell or ability an opponent controls causes a land to be put into your graveyard battlefield. Okay, I mean, that's got to be the best possible thing, right? It seems insane against the wildfires because you just can rampant growth with it too. Yeah, the problem with Atomic is they just have a million removal spells for it. Okay, my opponent has 2 minutes on the clock. My prediction of them being the fastest player ever has failed. Have we ever been 20 minutes ahead on clock? Getting close. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. Fight was rigged from the start. Won't be able to cast that this turn, but I'll take it for next turn, I guess. Then we're going to stack the triggers to where the counter goes on the Ouroboroid first. And we don't have a good attack this turn. Four Flames with only 5 Wizards is pretty weird. 4-man deck Thoughtseize looks pretty weird in this deck too. The Harbinger seems really weird. The 3-color mana base, I don't know. Okay. So we're 4-0. Long match. Didn't take that many game actions. Hey, one less bridge too. I don't think I would. I'm not going to main deck a Chomping Changeling. Would rather play Boseiju. Kind of hard to mulligan Green Sun into Fight Rigging. A little bit slow on the draw. I think the other version is probably better than Hulk. I feel like it's being carried by the strength of the regular Fight Rigging shell because it's so strong. Maybe. Kind of hard to say, of course. I'll say that the World War Hulk has seemed like a good card in the deck. And there's more to it too. Like this build gets to play Badgermole. This build gets to play 4 copies of Bridge in the main deck. And like that's not this deck gets to be a good Ouroboroid deck. And like all of that's pretty relevant. Also Hulk is pretty good with this too, because you can put the counters on it and then get the trigger. So maybe up against Yogg. It's not. Could it be Goryo's? Do they play Verdant Catacombs? Not usually. I think I just want to get a Mana Dork here. Sultai Frog. Let's not block. Sultai normally means Oculus. So I guess I don't really know what Sultai Oculus is. They discard a frog. They hit me for 2. I go down to 15. They play Boseiju. They mill Birthing Ritual, Bloodghast, Fatal Push. So they're on a brew. A cool brew, too. They put Fatal Push into their hand, and they kill my Halfling instead of the Trudge. Well, we're about to teach them. World War Hulk or Ghalta would be the best hits off the Fight Rigging. No! They already I'm not teaching them anything, huh? So they discard an Oculus, and they could have cast it, so that's bad news. Down to 9. Crusher Firevode with a Jitte, cool. 4 main deck Kellen, Fade-Blooded, wow. 4 main deck Super Soldier Serum. Probably some nonsense. I guess we have to draw another Fight Rigging. Did not. All right. Dead to the Flyers. Down a game. So they're playing Bloodghast, Birthing Ritual, Flare of Denial, Oculus. So they're Sultite Unearth with the Flare package. Don't know if I want Endurance against that. Dismember seems okay. I may just want to like be proactive against them. Jailer stops Unearth. It's kind of narrow. I think the Trask is good. I mean, my whole deck seems kind of solid against them. I feel like I don't really want to be diluting my game plan. Maybe we'll play the Ooze. Ooze seems good. Let's go -1 Pact, +1 Ooze. I don't love this hand. I don't hate it. I think I'm going to go to 6. Push into Satora. Okay, Satora is very cool. Triggers off Rich. Oh, wow, they flare. Well, I guess that's not very good for them. Okay, let's green sun for Fanatic with the Trudge in our hand. Next turn, I could go... I guess I need a land to Disciple of Freyalise the Trudge. Why Green Saga instead of Dramatic Entrance? So, like, Green Saga is, like, strictly better, I guess, is one thing, right? Hold on. I guess I want to just X = 1 so I can still play the fight rigging if they have a push or something. It's strictly better. Like, it has more text on it. The other text is pretty relevant. I guess I just get another fight rigging. Like, Dramatic Interest is I guess it's an instant, so maybe not strictly better, but, like, mostly better. And then it also lets you Tarask and get the cast trigger on Tarask, which admittedly is not that important. I wish Warhawk was 4 mana. It'd be so broken at 4 mana. Happy enough to just block and Earthbend the spec to play. Deny the card. So we can kill my new fight rigging. Okay. So I guess we're going to spend this turn refilling. Okay, interesting. Disciple of Freyalise, gain 8, draw 8. No lands! Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Discard only 2 cards. I guess I'll discard 1 Trudge, 1 Rumble. Okay, take 1 down to 24. They play a Birthing Ritual. They sack the Rex Sage. They get an Oculus. Okay. There's a land. So let's go play Trudge for 1. Cast a Cub. Looks like they've got a Fatal Push. Maybe Flare, but Flare just hits the Disciple. So I'm going to play this untapped so I can play either Fanatic or pay for Spell Pierce. They have Force of Negation. Okay. So now I'll just cast Fanatic. We can hard cast Tarask next turn. Where do I want the counter? Probably on Disciple of Freyalise, so I have a backup Ferocious Creature. And pass back. Okay. Good thoughtseize, I guess. Do you like squirrels? They fly the frog. They hit me for 7. Yeah, I'm going to play another league after this. We'll make a couple changes. Fuck, we're dead next turn. How did this happen? We were so ahead. Gotta top deck something. Love to green sun for Atraxa here. Hulk doesn't do anything. We are just dead. Dang. Yeah, Craterhoof would have been good. Yeah, I don't know how we lost. But we did. I guess, forcing the Thoughtseize was pretty tough. So not getting a trophy, but deck looked pretty good. I did really like getting to play like the Badgermole stuff in this build. I think so. Squirrel Girl was not good this league, and I don't know if I want to just I think I want to cut a Tarask for a third Pact. Pact was really good. I want to cut a. We can go down to 5 Forest and play Boseiju. I think that's okay. Yeah, drawing 8 cards not hitting lands was tough. Titan of Industry has been good. Could you expand on that? You've been playing this deck? Does Titan of Industry destroy lands? More lands would be nice. I don't think... Our deck is like mostly mana sources. It's kind of hard to play more lands. Cut Squirrel Girl for Boseiju. I think I'm happy with the land count. Although I can't seem to get a Boseiju to pop up here. I think Squirrel Girl has been looking bad. I think let's just probably not continue. So it destroys artifact or enchantment, gains 5, puts a 4/4 put a shield counter. I don't really get Squirrel Girl. I'm just testing the new card to see if it's powerful. It's not. It's not powerful. But I just wanted to see if like in a deck that's making a bunch of mana and has Green Sun Zenith, is Squirrel Girl playable? She doesn't look very good. Did I misspell it? It's Boseiju, right? I've been playing OG list a ton. I've been messing around Titan, Hornet Queen, Polukranos. Oh, there's an I? Should know that. Hornet Queen is interesting. I think I just kind of like the idea of adding another Pact, because like these are kind of the best ones. Yeah, Ouroboroid's been pretty good. It's good to put into play with World War Hulk even, because then like the next turn you get to put the counters on it. That could be good. Just be more of an Ouroboroid deck. I don't love having the third Pact necessarily. Hornet Queen, good last match for sure. I mean, last match is very weird. I don't feel like I like the idea of Titan of Industry very much. How's the Boris matchup? Should be good. I don't know that I like Hornet Queen either. I do like Vaultborn Tyrant. Now, I don't feel like we have that much that triggers it, though, is the problem. It's kind of worse than Atraxa, isn't it? You can play second Atraxa. Power 4 greater. Yeah, we just have like not that much that triggers this. Besides, I guess Trudge triggers it. Kind of don't hate second Atraxa. Let's try second Atraxa. And then I'm feeling solid about the sideboard, I guess. Yeah, you can also do another halfling. Oh wait. Okay, so we cut the I guess we still have okay, we have the ability to play 4th halfling. But I kind of like just playing 3. Like we also have the Green Suns. We have 7 1-drops. It's a pretty good number. And we could play 3rd Pact, or we could play 3rd Ouroboroid. Is Woodland better than Boseiju? No, I don't think so. I guess Woodland is kind of good with this is kind of good with World War Hulk. Let's try the 3rd Summoner's Pact. Let's do that. I don't think I'm gonna play Primeval Titan, although it is kind of cool to get 2 bridges. Maybe that is good. It's good to cast off Hulk. Okay, yeah, let's try Primeval Titan over Atraxa #2. It's also like kind of interesting on the Green Sun / Summer's Pact curve. Is drawing multiple Pact okay? Sometimes, but not usually very early. We're only playing 3. Yeah, I like the first Titan. First Titan is actually kind of good. The more I'm thinking about it. And Brig. Let's mulligan this. Could work with this one. We'll put back the Pact. Maybe putting back Ghalta is a bit better. Wait, the main is 63? Okay. Terastodon is pretty interesting, actually. How did we not mention Terastodon? Maybe I'm playing a Terastodon over Ghalta #2. Also, why is this 63, though? Okay, there's 1 extra Summoner's Pact. I don't know how this became 63. Oh, there's an extra Boseiju somehow. There's 2 Titans. Okay, I don't know how this happened. Whatever. I do like the idea. Let's play a Terastodon over a Ghalta. I don't know how we just now forgot about Terastodon, but good add. I think it's a good tool to have. It also helps us against okay, spelling bee time though. Terastodon. Yeah, we added a Boseiju. I think it's fine over the 6 basic. But it's also like a main deck out to some stuff. You ever have nightmares about going upstage on a spelling bee? It's only a 1 arm. Terastodon. Is a Terastodon a real dinosaur? Yeah, I don't think the second Ghalta ended up mattering that much the more I'm thinking about it. Because like the idea was that like the idea was like you could go Ghalta and put a Disciple of Freyalise into play, draw 12, and then you could draw a bunch of cards and you could Ghalta again. That didn't seem like it came up at all, really. Okay. So I think this is looking good. Better than Woodfall? Yes. Kills 3 things. I'm someone that hates Terastodon in Cube, but I actually think it's like a fine modern card sometimes. Even probably like Woodfall Primus a little bit more in Cube, maybe not. Terastodon's probably better in Cube than it used to be. No, we lost playing for the 5-0 to this really cool Simic or Sultai Birthing Ritual Shell. And then I like having this like split of the big stuff with the 3 Summoners Packs. Okay, so on the play, we have a keep. Yeah, I agree. I think Primus is better in Cube and Terastodon's better in Modern. I don't necessarily want to unpack all that. Yeah, also out the main deck bridge. Oh yeah, Flash. That's a good point. What was cool about the Sultai Ritual deck? So it was playing Satoro and Bloodghast and Blue and Black Flare. Have I worked with Scientist Supreme of Aim? I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. I think if it's gonna be anywhere, I'm gonna try it in like an Asmo Cookbook Time Sieve deck. I'm not of the opinion that it's a particularly strong card. So maybe on turn 3 we can go World War Hulk Ghalta and put Disciple of Freyalise into play. My opponent's playing an Overgrown Tomb. They Inquisition my Badgermole Cub. It's the only target. Kind of needed that one. Then they have a little think. Looking at my hand. Upkeep stop. A little weird. Alright, I guess we can save Dryad Arbor from Bowmaster. We got Turntimber Symbiosis. World Hulk is better than Dramatic Interest, but the strongest and most important effect is still there. Right, I mean, they both put a creature to play for 5 mana, but this does 2 things. You know, the instant speed does matter a little bit. Surely it would have been a fine dramatic interest deck exists at the time. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I do think the Warhawk, it is a good bit better. Like this is good with Ouroboroid, and the other one isn't. Is, kind of a small thing, maybe. I think I'm gonna hold that actually, so that I can draw a different land and then put the Freyalise into play with Ghalta. So they're on Street Wraith and Basic Force in their build. Two cards I don't play. Although I have played a lot of Street Wraith. I like Street Wraith. It hurts me I'm not playing it. They play Phyrexian Tower. I'm really curious what their build is like. We have an updated version with Unearth that I want to try. They're still playing Persist. No Archons in the yard, thankfully. They Persist Overlord. So they're playing Deceit. Looks like, I guess this is... Was the original build playing Basic Forest? That must be new because of Ponza, right? They put Eye Twitch in their hand. Plays Eye Twitch. Okay, big draw step for me. Lots of good draws. I guess we'll take it. Should be fine. So we'll go play World War Hulk. Cast this without paying its mana cost. Put Ouroboroid into play. Go to combat. Stack the triggers like this. Cast Turntimber Symbiosis. Cast Primeval Titan. Get 2 Mosswort Bridges. This is pretty sick. I'm just having a good time. I guess we'll grab Summoner's Pact and Malevolent Rumble. Not too great hits, I guess. Next turn, we can put 3 counters on the Ouroboroid, which will be worth a lot of power and toughness. They play Cryptovagademe, tapped, thankfully tapped. Quite a turn. I think this deck needs a few more monsters. Seems few. We have 3 Summoners packs to grab our monsters. And then also Disciple of Freyalise is kind of like a monster. Assuming you mean like big things to cast off World War Hulk. I think we have a good number. They graveyard an Archon. Maybe they have another Persist. Zemo. Okay, so we'll go 3 counters on Ouroboroid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can't Primeval Titan. I guess we'll go Rumble first. Okay, well, I guess they're dead on board. So we're up a game. I guess I'll bring in the Ooze and the Endurances. I don't think I'll bring in the Jailer. Not good against Soulless Jailer. Or sorry, good against Emperor Bones. Sorry. Let's see. Any cuts from the top end? I think the Terastodon's okay. Maybe go down a Snake, a Pact, and a Rumble. Let's try that. Trinisphere against Zemo. So Zemo is like really slow, and we have Endurance that can stop and slow it down. Like if I'm playing Zemo, I'm kind of happy my opponent's going to Trinisphere because you also have Cryptovagademe. You just pay 9 mana to cast 3 things, and Zemo's it's pretty slow. We'll see how slow it is in the Unearth build we got coming up later this week, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna keep those. Probably want to save the Green Sun for Trudge. My opponent has also kept 7. They're on the play. Trying to figure out what they cut because they're not playing. They're playing Inquisition. They're playing Street Wraith. So I'm not sure how they fit all that in. One thing that's interesting about this build versus the Eldrazi version is I'm basically always choosing Turntimber Symbiosis as my hideaway card over Disciple of Freyalise if I have both, and I would always choose Freyalise over the other one. Maybe always isn't right, but for the most part. Okay, so they're going to Thoughtseize me with Deceit, or they're going to Deceit me. Probably takes Fanatic. I think Elder Gargaroth is perfect. I mean, I used to play a lot of that card in Modern, and I think it's pretty powered level out of the format. I haven't felt like it's been playable in a while, but maybe I'm wrong. Probably okay. The 3-mana Thoughtseize creature. Yeah, I think the 3-mana Thoughtseize creature is a lot better than Deceit, although, I mean, you can play it turn 2. Okay, interesting. They leave me with the Fanatic. Maybe they have a Flare or a Push. They Surveil. Then they play an Emperor of Bones. They exile my Endurance. Okay. So let's green set for Trudge. This will give me 7 power. I need 3 more. Cast a Rumble. Interesting. So if I take Ooze, yeah, I can take, wait, I haven't played my land yet. No, I have played my land. Never mind. I guess I'm just going to get Ooze. And then I think I'm going to go sack the spawn token. I guess they don't have Crypt of Agony in play, but I think I still want to sack the spawn token and play Halfling here. And just hold up the Ooze activation. 4 cards in their hand. Eye Twitch. Okay, Tower to sack the Eye Twitch. They're 1 short of casting the Draw 2. At least Garg smokes a Riddler. I guess I'm just not scared at all of Riddler in this deck. But that's something, yeah. Listen, I used to love Elder Gargaroth. I used to play it in like Sultai Control. It was awesome. It was like unkillable. All 3 removal was like Bolt, Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push. So giving creatures -2/-2? Isn't this just bad? They killed 2 of their things and they killed my Halfling. Okay. So we have enough power to do this. Get a Craterhoof Behemoth. Is this lethal? Just always lethal, huh? So, yeah. Okay. Okay. No, we lost the play to that Sultai deck for the 5-0. So we're on the play to new matchup. I think we need to mulligan this. And then probably put back second WWH. Would Vorinclex be good? I don't think so. I don't think Vorinclex is playable, although I've never played it in Modern before. Bubba, with the 28, welcome back. What was the Eldrazi version your favorite pre-Marvel? I mean, yeah, I mean, it might still be my favorite post-Marvel, too. Just pretty early into testing this. It's good that this version feels like it's holding its own. Like, I mean, getting to play more bridges, Badgermole, like all of the green cards have felt like they're a good reason to play the deck. So I'm glad we added the Terastodon, I guess, if we're up against Devourer of Destiny. Although I suppose this could be Cosmigoy Fling. Haven't played against that this week. Okay, they say no to K-Command. They say no to Fanatic of Rhonas. So we're playing against the Eldrazi build of Slumbering Trudge. I do think this deck is very good. It looks like they have a Green Sun or a Trudge here. Their hand must be really strong if they said no to Fanatic and K-Command. Or in need of a land, I guess. Don't think I want to go on the Freyalise there. If they kill it, then it's pretty rough. It's like a Stone Rain. So they have a fight rigging. Seems like they don't have something obviously good to grab. They do grab something. Okay, I guess I'm going to grab Fanatic of Rhonas. Although I could let the Fanatic go to the graveyard, maybe, and grab Halfling. Then have the extra spawn for next turn. Okay, I guess I'm going to do that. Wouldn't Freyalise come back as the other side? Yes, so that's why it's bad, I think. On that turn, at least. Do I grab Ghalta or World War Hulk? I guess I already have a World War Hulk, so I'll grab a Ghalta. They do pretty similar things. How can you possibly win the mirror? Draw better than them, I guess. Draw better is my plan. They have a Mycospawn? Mycospawn's not very bad. Maybe Mycospawn into Green Sun for Trudge. Oh, it's K-Command. K-Command, make 2 spawns. Okay. And they have a Trudge. Okay, well, this is awful. How often have we had World Hulk go to second chapter? A few times. Alright, so they gain 7, draw 7. Is 1 of Emrakul 2 cute? It's pretty bad at our deck. It doesn't get cast off the Hulk or do anything when you put it into play off Ghalta. No, Progenitus is really bad. It takes 2 turns to win the game. Against Guide and Pride, like imagine you put Progenitus in play, and your opponent has a Guide of Souls, and it takes 3 turns of attacking with Progenitus against flying Guide of Souls to do anything. Discard 2 cards. 2 Trudges. Well, can't do much. Probably will lose game 1. Guide can't block Progenitus. No, though. I mean, why would they care about blocking Progenitus? It's like you just gain enough life where Progenitus has to attack you 3 times. There's just no way it's fast enough. Is this enough to Emrakul? I think it's not enough. Maybe this is Devourer. The 8/8 Toxic 4 Haste Trample. I don't think I'm very into that one. Just Devourer. Okay, not so bad. Still kind of need to top deck something. Got a lot of good top decks. Some good top decks. Don't know if that's one of them. Let's probably have to pick the Trudge. So let's go cast Trudge. And then we can go cast Fight Rigging. Like this, so we can use Turntimber Symbiosis to also Ghalta. Okay, so let's go choose Summoner's Pact. And then we can go counter on the Trudge. This gives me exactly 10 power, so I can cast Summoner's Pact for 0. And in response to Summoner's Pact, I can activate the bridge. Oh, right. Sorry. This doesn't work because this didn't resolve. Fuck. I don't know what I'm getting there though. Like, am I getting Primeval Titan for 2 more bridges? Am I getting Atraxa? Am I getting Terastodon? I don't know. But sorry. I guess I bring in a Chomping Changeling. Maybe over Second Snake. Probably just this. Little oopsie. Ouphe was lethal. There's no way it was lethal. You're just like so wrong. It doesn't give a Ghalta haste. All my creatures are tapped. I think the answer was prime time probably. I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, Atraxa seems good. Opponent's on a mull to 6. They reveal Devourer of Destiny. They say no to a K command, a Disciple, and another Devourer. They're thinking about their turn 1. They play a Turntimber Symbiosis. And they play their own Trudge. Well, we're going to play Fanatic. Going to play this tapped. I guess I'll grab Disciple. So an untapped land would be nice. I'd be able to World War Hulk into Ghalta and sack the Ghalta to Disciple, draw 12, gain 12. So no turn 2 Fight Rigging. My opponent rumbles. They reveal Ugin's Lab, Mycospawn, K Command Rumble. They can choose the Mycospawn or the Lab. They choose the Lab. I did draw a different untapped land. So let's go World War Hulk. Cast without paying its mana cost. Put the Disciple into play. And gain 12, draw 12. Okay. So discarding 6 cards here. Let's discard the bridge. I'm pretty interested in like pacting for something to World War Hulk next turn. Probably a Rumble discarded with second Turntimber Symbiosis. I guess the Changeling won't do anything because if they Fight Rigging, they'll just use it immediately. Discarding a Fanatic seems fine. Discarding A second Fanatic is probably okay. They do come back. I did cut the second Ghalta, unfortunately. This was kind of the situation I was envisioning Ghalta being good. Now, one thing that is nice, I can World War Hulk onto the Disciple of Freyalise, which is kind of like a Slumbering Trudge for 0 mana. Is that a weird way to think about it? It's how I'm thinking about it right now. But that's enough to let me fight Rigging and World War Hulk next turn. Yeah, I think Ooze to fight Delirium for Emrakul is not a very good plan. Okay, so they can fight Rig. Am I crazy for wanting to select Disciple of Rhonas instead? Yeah, I think you are. Okay, they hit Emrakul. So they can do some annoying stuff this turn. I don't know. The Pact in my hand is really tough. Obviously, we didn't want to Pact in response to Emrakul because they just say no pay. They have to put the counters on something. They can't say no to this. I'm gonna refill my water. This is gonna be a weird turn. What's up? It's me. Yeah, so now they'll be able to Pact and kind of time walk me with the Pact. Could we run Symbiosis? Yeah, they're playing a list rebuild. This is like, I think their deck's very good, and this is kind of a take on that deck, right? So they grab Terastodon. Oh, they missed lethal. They could have cast World War Hulk and Terastodon me, and then I wouldn't have been able to pay for Pact. They messed up. Okay, so I have to do this. I'm at 32. Could take some damage. So this doesn't do anything. I kind of like green sunning for Dryad Arbor so that my Badgermole Cub is mana positive next turn. Can take 2 hits from the Emrakul, funny enough. Though the Trudge is going to be getting in next turn. Although I guess the Emrakul is 14, then 15. It can still take those hits. For standard season, will you be bringing standard decks too, or is my focus on modern? I tend to prefer just playing modern and brewing modern. It's also like I have to like take time to learn standard to play standard, which is not something I've been doing for a long time. Oh, they also have the Mosswort Bridge. Forgot about the bridge. Ulamog? Fuck, dude. I wasn't playing Ulamog. Pretty good here. Gonna try to get out of this, I guess. I don't think I can beat Ulamog. We'll try. I have Craterhoof in my deck. Okay, I give up. So maybe Bat of the Mirror, we'll see. Maybe could have won game 1. On the spot. Yeah, I guess just another win for Trudge, huh? So we have the Arbor in our opening hand with Green Sun. I guess we mulligan. Don't like this one. Let's go to 5. Where are my MDFCs? I guess I could Pact for 1. I guess we'll go to 4. Doesn't mull to 4 very well. Lush Portico. Graveyard Leyline. So we're putting its Domain Zoo. So now a Trudge lets me bridge. We'll just play this. Atraxa? Okay, that's a plan. Kinda. We play a Kavu. So we draw a land next turn. We can World War Hulk Terastodon. Assuming my Cub lives, I guess. Not a good matchup to bolt a 4 in. My opponent does keep a card on top. We do have a bolt for the Cub. Guess another Cub would be nice. Not sure what my opponent's tanking so long on. you Earthbend NFC, it comes to face if it dies. Yes, although if it's a sorcery, it just gets exiled. They discard Scion. That's really bad. I do draw, I think, the best possible in Badgermole Cub. This gives me 5 mana next turn. So we got to play it out, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we got to play it out. One thing we could do is if we go World War Hulk into Terastodon next turn, is we could destroy our own copy of Disciple of Freyalise, and then Disciple of Freyalise comes back as a creature, and we can sack Terastodon to gain 9 life and draw 9 cards. They have only 1 card in their hand, although they can loot some. Okay, it's fine. Maybe. They discard Stubborn Denial, a card I can never beat. Although maybe they don't have a second Steam Institutor. Usually they do play 2. Then discard Mountain. I'm gonna take 10. Consign the Riddler, maybe? Okay. Great. 2 game. 2 we go. Tough Mold of 4. Do I want the Chomping Changeling? Usually against Domain Zoo, I don't care about their Leyline Scion stuff at all. But maybe I want 1. Maybe I care more about it in this matchup. Maybe I want to kill Binding. I think over 1 Pact has got to be okay. Don't think I can play Dismember. Unless, do they play Clarion Conqueror? Maybe they do have Clarion Conqueror. I'm gonna try my World War Hulk and I'll play 1 Dismember. About how many leagues do you consider a good amount of thorough playtest for a deck you've constructed? It just kind of depends, I guess. Sometimes leagues are a lot more enlightening than others. Sometimes a deck is more normal than other decks. Sometimes you just know you're drawing really bad or you're drawing really poorly. Or sorry, really good. Drawing good is sometimes bad. Because like if you're just drawing nuts all the time, you don't actually know how good your deck is. When was the last time you played IRL Magic? I went to Vegas this last weekend and played Team Sealed, and I love Team Sealed now. So fun. So a Bolt would be bad. Seems like they have Bolt or Ragavan. Dang. Was hoping I could go Cub, Earthbend onto Dryad Arbor this turn. Didn't you play with the Moz or something? I did, yeah. And our friend Alex. Or something. Did I get nostalgic shuffling cards? I'm not that removed from things, guys. Come on, give me a break. I'm not that out of it. I used to do this every week. Not that out of it. I guess I'll play around Stub. You're gonna Binding the rigging? Okay. So we could Chomping Changeling that Binding next turn, maybe. Yes, if you Earthbend a Disciple of Freyalise, it comes back as the front side. But you don't always want that, especially early. They can kind of Stone Rain you. Play another Scion. Do we think they have Stubborn Denial? I guess they don't have it up, so let's not play around it. Need to dodge another Binding, I guess. Do I want a 12/12 Trampler? Do I want an Ouroboroid? The 12/12 Trampler is... I guess it is lethal next turn with the Fight Rig encounter, sure. We'll take it. Hopefully we'll take it. Oh, they're letting me. Oh, they have the Binding? And they exile the Trudge. Yeah, they messed up. Or I guess maybe this is what they wanted to do. Like, I would rather get rid of the Fight Rigging. So then they got 2 cards in their hand. Flage. This is Flage for sure. Ugh. It's not so bad for me. This is not so good either. So I'm down to 10. I drew a Slumbering Trudge off the top of my deck. Let's go. So I have a 12/12. And I'm down to 6 life, but we killed a Scion. And at 6 life, if they draw Kavu, I'm not dead. Maybe if they draw a creature this turn and then haste something next turn, I die. Green, red. The Trudge has 2 stun counters. They play a Scion of Draco. I can't block that. They didn't give it haste, actually? What the hell? If they haste Scion of or Kavu, I go to 1, so I guess I could put this here comfortably enough. Why didn't they haste the Scion? They have counter magic up? Don't know how that would matter that much. That's true. The other Trudge might have untapped. Do you have a second Scion of Draco? A third Scion of Draco? What the fuck? If they had both those last turn, I could have beaten it. Or, I'm sorry, I couldn't. I would have just died, sorry. So they must have that must have been the top deck. Brutal. I kind of want to do one more. Let's do one more. I'm having fun. Okay, on the draw. New match. This hand has no lands. This hand has lands. I guess I'll put back the snake, and then we can go turn 1 Arbor into turn 2 fight rigging maybe, but you know, we have the green sun for the Trudge for our fight riggings. I do think the fact that Pact is a guaranteed loss against Emrakul is problematic. It's not guaranteed loss. It's only if you've cast Pact the turn before Emrakul. Probably gonna block the Ragabam. Then green sun for Trudge next turn, and then try to find a land for fight riggings. Another one. Ah! I didn't play the Freyalise, damn it. Oh no. Okay, I drew the land anyways. I guess I'm sticking to this plan. It's sleepy. Grixis midrange? They flipped over a tap land, Mosswort Bridge. Then they play Steam Vents untapped, and I draw another Trudge. I guess that's what I'm playing this turn. Okay. Did not play around Snare very well. They play Island. They've got 2 cards left. They flip over another tap land, another Mosswort Bridge. I mean, I would have taken it. Then they Thoughtseize me. They have 1 card left after this. Takes one of the 2 fight riggings. They have another snare. Kind of funny. Force of negation. Surely it's wrong to force that. They flip over a Primeval Titan, which they can cast. This Primeval Titan hates me, dude. Get 2 Surveils, maybe? 1 Surveil. I guess there's no way for me to have 4 mana to pay for Pact if I Pact for just Disciple of Freyalise here. I'll concede, I guess. Down a game. I'm gonna run back. Don't really know what they're doing. Just play Grixis Control, I guess. Oh, you know what? I probably need a Chomping Changeling for Vexing Bauble. Okay, on the play. Okay, can work with this. Put back the Arbor. Why not Pact for Disciple? I guess that was a line, although we're not very likely to win still. Okay, I'll take the Titan. Plays an island and a Tamio. So can cast a Titan next turn. Oh, sorry, I don't have 10 power. I guess I could Pact. If I felt like they had nothing, we could, I guess. Seems unlikely. Probably would rather cast Turntimber Symbiosis. So I'm kind of tempted to pack for Trudge and go cast Trudge, cast Snake. I'm gonna do it. It's a little risky. It feels like I could maybe get underneath their counter magic this way. I just hope they can't kill my Fanatic. And then next turn I can pay for Pact and I can cast Titan and win. And I think this is probably just like what the hand needs to be this game. Okay. I guess they have no Fatal Pushes in their deck. Or they forgot about the Summoner's Pact trigger. But I certainly wasn't expecting to get a concession that quickly. Maybe they're just on all lightning bolts, I don't know. We can work with this. Kind of a weird hand. Like that draw. They got Frog. I guess I'm going to Rumble. Kind of tempting to Green Sun for Trudge, though. Pretty bad Rumble. Why are they discarding Riddler, right? Okay. Discard Snare. Do I Chomp? I think Chomping is okay. If they let me. If they don't let me. Down to 11. They can hit me for 10 next turn. Fuck, dude. I draw a Trudge. It's obviously very bad if they have a Snare. I guess I could play around Snare. So I'm going to take a bunch of damage this turn. I guess I'm dead to another Riddler, but then next turn I can go Trudge into Atraxa. Hopefully. You're just dead next turn. I'm not dead. I'm dead to another Riddler. Damn it. Okay. I think this deck is worse than the Eldrazi version. This was probably kind of predictable. That first league was pretty good, and then I think after the extra reps, I think we've determined that. I started the stream early, so I think I'm gonna end early. Catch up on some stuff, and then tomorrow, I don't know what I'm playing. I guess tomorrow I'm either gonna play Vile Loki, which has been like my favorite